Council, can we proceed?
Yes, thank you. You have the voucher that we were discussing?
Yes.
That voucher is in relation to Lankaramu Suware being contracted for the illegal dump site clearance, correct?
Yeah.
Now, you said you adopted RFQ, request for quotation,
Yes.
procurement method. So, was it completely followed? The process involved in RFQ?
Was it?
Completely followed?
Yeah, I went through the contract and realized that the request for a renewal of, it was for a renewal of the contract.
Yes.
Basically, by right, it should have been a single source process.
Okay.
But due to oversight, we applied request for quotation.
Request for quotation?
Yes.
So the proper procedure was not followed?
Yeah, it was supposed to be single source because it was a contract renewal.
How many bidders do you have for that?
3.
3. And who are these bidders?
We have Lang himself.
Yes.
We have Sally Construction.
We need to speak.
Please.
Sally Construction. Sally Enterprise.
Yes.
And the third one is hidden because of the staple.
Is it SAR Construction?
SAT.
SAR. S-A-R-R.
Yeah, SAR. Old Joshua.
Yes. So do you know these 3 bidders?
Yes, we have them in our list.
In your list?
Yeah.
Do you conduct any pre-qualification bidding process to know whether they are in fact qualified to render the service that you're looking for?
Yeah, they have. I found them in the list of contractors with the Directorate of Service.
Yes.
So after assessing their previous contracts with them,
yes,
due to their performance, we include them in the procurement process.
Procurement process?
Yeah.
But you do not conduct pre-qualification of their bidding. Now,
No.
how was Lankara Musware selected from the 3? Do you know what was the determining factor?
The determining factor was that during the interim, it was during the interim committee, that's the time they contracted him. So
yes,
gradually they continue renewing the contract.
So during that was in 2018?
Yes.
So for all the subsequent contracts that were awarded to him were just following, but they did not follow process. Is that your evidence?
No.
So then what is your evidence? Because you said during the interim committee.
Yeah, from the interim committee period down to
yes,
this time,
yes,
the contract was being renewing.
It has been renewed?
It has been renewed.
Every year?
Including this one.
Including
this
that
is
one?
on monthly basis.
Yes, on monthly
if
basis.
you read the contract, you can see that it's a 1-month extension of contract.
Yes, so, but you have these 3 bidders for every contract that's awarded to him. So it is only a matter of procedure?
That's what I just told you, that it's an oversight that those other bidders were included in the process.
No, I don't think it's an oversight. So we know the actual source. You fill the RFQ forms, but RFQ was not the method used.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
That's a fact.
So it was actually single sourced, even though RFQ forms were used.
Yes.
So the 3 bidders that you outlined were really not. There's an amount there for Sally's Enterprise, for instance. You see how much is it? Is it 540 or?
Sally was 475.
Yes.
Sally is 475. Then SAR is 450.
And
Lang himself is 400.
So he has the
most responsive.
The most responsive.
Or the contract his contract was being renewed.
Yes.
Yes.
So this will suggest that because the figure he has in the bid will be less than the others, so therefore he was given the contract. But
yes.
in actual sense,
based on the amount agreed on the contract.
But in actual sense, that's not true, because this process was not in fact followed in the first place.
Which process? The
RFQ was not followed in the first place. Lankaramo was just single sourced this particular business.
Yes.
But why would you do that? What was the contract amount?
400.
But that's above single sourcing.
Yes, but based on the contract that he should, the service department requested the extension of his contract.
Yes.
Based on that, that is why the procurement
was the
process.
contract extended?
Yes.
Is there a document indicating extension of contract?
Yes.
What is this document?
That's the contract agreement.
The contract agreement?
Yes.
That was extended?
Yes.
Let me see. Here's a contract made on the 12th day of December 2018. Is that not the case?
And the payment was January.
This is in January 2019.
Yes.
This is not an extension contract.
But the request is seeking for extension.
Yes,
then
but we do not have an extension.
They developed that contract.
Exactly, but we do not have an extension because the payment was made in January, but this agreement is December 2018, and
it's a payment for that period. That falls into the January.
For how long? How
1
long?
month.
1 month period.
Yes.
So all these contracts are for 1 month.
Yeah, they do extend it most of the time for 1 month.
For 1 month.
Yes.
So when you fill all these forms for request for quotation, it is misleading.
Yes.
Who filled these forms, these procurement forms?
My assistant.
Under your watch, under your supervision?
Yes, because I signed it.
Why would it be an oversight, knowing fully well that it's not, RFQ is not the most appropriate in this circumstance?
You know, at that time, we just came in, we were overwhelmed. So it became an oversight on our side.
Let me show you another one in 2019 as well. This is March 2019. What does the procurement regulation say about contract extension? What method was used for that particular procurement?
This one, single source.
Single source?
Mm-hmm.
But then the document says RFQ. No? Can you please reconfirm?
Yeah, it says RFQ.
But then the actual fact is it was single source to Lankremoswara.
Just like how the other one was done.
Why was that the case? Is that also an oversight?
Once again, yeah.
An oversight? But that cannot be an oversight. Why? You were the procurement manager. Why was this happening under your watch? Because it is mentioned, the three bidders are mentioned in the RFQ relevant forms.
Yeah.
But you do not receive bidding from the other two?
Yeah, for this one.
Yes, and for most. When it comes to Lankremoswara.
Actually, we should have definitely used the single source due to the nature of the procurement.
Well,
But
if you had used single source, then you would have passed through the normal process. Whether it's the right one to do or not, at face value, basically above the threshold. So the idea is it is not the best. It's not the best method of procurement. But my point is, the request for quotation forms were filled. It suggests that you had followed the procedure. You have 3 bidders in these forms. You have SAR Construction, you have Lankara Mosware, and you have, is it Salis Enterprise?
SAR.
And Salis Enterprise.
SAR.
SAR
Construction.
And Salis Enterprise.
Yes.
You have, excuse me. You have these 3 as listed as bidders for this particular contract. But that didn't happen. The other 2 did not take part in this. That is a fact.
That's the fact.
Yes. So under what circumstance was he awarded this contract?
Just as I mentioned before, due to the fact that it's an extension from the interim regime, so they keep on extending his contract.
But they didn't follow procedure.
It's from that basis.
But they didn't follow procedure.
It is the interim regime.
But you were there. Were you?
No, I was not there.
In 2019?
This came from 2018 down to the first.
But the contracts are valid for a month.
One?
For a month.
For 1 month?
Yes, generally.
No. Every month they extend his contract, starting from the interim regime down to this period.
Every month they extend?
Every month the service directorate.
But they made you fill forms as if the procurement regulations were followed?
Yeah, not necessarily. That is why I'm saying, based on an oversight from our end, and what all the other procurements from that time down, we had been done in the same way.
Do you think it will be fair to say it is oversight when for most of these contracts awarded to Mr. Lankara Mosware, they didn't follow due process when it comes to procurement? Would you just call it an oversight? No,
that one, I called our using of the procurement method as an oversight, but not his contractual approvals, like extension. That one, I don't have any answer to that because it's management responsibility.
But management would only approve a contract when you are involved. They should.
But that was not done.
But no, you sat here and you said for the most part of the procurement you were involved when I initially interviewed.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But that's not correct.
But gradually this stopped in the interim. It stopped because we detected that it's something that is not sustainable.
No, it's not like it's sustainable. There will be a nice way of saying it's unlawful. It's contrary to the procurement.
These extensions?
Not the extension. I would not take you on that. I would probably want to ask the CEO and the contracts committee who were involved. But the idea that you would infill these forms to suggest that the RFQ was used and the proper procurement method were used is a misinformation. Is not correct. You understand? It is as if you have been directed to do something that you're not supposed to do.
For me, hence, the Office of the Services Department made a request for extension, and it was approved based on from where it started. I don't see anything that...
Who approved it?
The CEO.
The CEO approved it?
Yeah.
The CEO doesn't have the authority to approve.
To approve
it has to pass through the contracts committee. He's a member of the contracts committee, but the CEO cannot unilaterally approve.
Unless I see the minutes where the thing started, because by right the minutes should show that it's something that went to the contracts committee at the time during the interim regime.
Yes.
So coming down to this period, I expect it to be something that is legitimate.
You expect it to be?
Something that is approved from the contracts committee.
No, but do you...
And
you are not part of the contracts committee?
No, at that time, at the interim, that time, I don't know whether you understand the interim regime.
I know.
Yes.
I understand.
That time I didn't even join KMC. I came in September.
September 2018.
Yes.
But my issue is, you don't have to ratify everything that was done, even though it was unlawful or it was wrong or it didn't follow procedure, just because you came after. But the contracts have been renewed subsequently every month. Yeah. And he was paid a lot of money for this particular work, for the unlawful dump site, the illegal dump site. Illegal dump site.
I may want to explain. When I came in, I was so concerned of these payments, but the justification they gave me was that at that time, council didn't have the capacity to clear, they didn't have the trucks, they don't have other means to clear those illegal dump sites. So that is why they engaged him.
I can guarantee
to do that on their behalf.
When did you come back? After you were redeployed?
From finance?
Yes. When did you reassume your position as the procurement manager?
I left before. I didn't go back.
You left before that?
I left.
But I'm just telling you, even though it didn't concern you, 2020, 2021, 2022, Lankara Moswara was being still given contract in relation to the illegal dump site.
Me, I left 2020.
Yes, so the excuse that they are giving you is not true, it was not genuine, because all the way to 2022, he was still given contracts to clear this illegal dump site, even though the trucks were around.
2022, after the trucks?
Yes, we have it here. But that would not concern you.
Oh, okay.
Because you would not have been the
no, I was not.
Yes, by the time. So let me show you again one more voucher.
Now, Madam Cham, let me ask. You have said earlier that these transactions were authorized during the time of the interim. And do you think it is proper process and it is due process in accordance with the procedures on the procurement for the CEO to approve, and then it now comes through to the procurement office?
What I was made to understand at that time is during the interim regime, they came maybe to me, either the contracts committee or at council level to contract Suare to do this exercise for council. So it was from that period down to when I came in. They keep on doing the extension.
No, so now I'm saying, looking at other invoices, you know, like the earlier invoice we dealt with in the morning, approval and the invoice, there was already an attached invoice to the procurement form. I said, is it a normal procedure under the procurement rules for you to have the approval sent down to your office, not the other way around? Because if the department that is making the request makes a request for the procurement of goods and services, I believe it should pass through your office for you to identify what is the proper method of procurement before it goes to the CEO for him to approve. So I want to be clear about the process and the procedure, whether it has to go up first, come to
down,
you.
So that's how it is done. It has to go up to the CEO.
Yes.
The CEO will monitor it to the Director of Finance, who will check on the budget line and the availability of funds. Then from there, this Director of Finance will monitor to us, procurement, to go ahead with the procurement. Then from there, we will come to establish this procurement method that we're supposed to use.
So the requesting department will make the requisition, and it is sent directly to the CEO.
To the CEO.
For the CEO
To contact, take action.
And that is sent to the...
In consultation with the finance director.
To check whether it's available in the budget.
Yes.
For them to approve.
To approve, and the availability of funds.
Okay, thank you. That is clear. Council, you may proceed.
Yes. So as far as you're concerned, for all the contracts or extensions given to Lankara Musuware and the methods used for RFQ, in reality, RFQ was not really used. It was single source to him. Correct?
Yes.
And may I have that?
This one?
Yes, please. Because you've answered my question. The other issue is when you are to use RFQ, request for quotation, when it is to be used, how do you start that process as at your level at procurement? After you have received the requisition and you realize that it has to be subjected to RFQ, how do you issue this request for quotation for the 3 bidders?
Yeah, there is a form.
Yes.
In those documents.
Yes.
That indicates the list of items required.
Yes.
And their prices. So going by the price list that we have from the market,
yes,
we made a conclusion that will determine the type of procurement method that we should use. If it falls in the request for quotation method, when we consult at least 3 from the list of our suppliers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how would the suppliers communicate back to you?
They send in their quotations, seal it, and send it to us by filling the request of quotation form.
The forms?
Yes.
And it is sealed. So how are these, it's called the bidding, so how is it opened? What is the process of opening this particular quotation debate to
the SPU?
Who would be the winner?
The SPU, we sit over it and...
How many of you will sit?
It's myself, the CEO,
yes,
sometimes, and the director of finance.
Director of finance? And you will sit and decide what?
Decide and check on who is the most responsive and...
And what is the criteria to determine who is the most responsive?
We seek for value for money.
Yes.
Then, and ensure that quality is not compromised.
Yes.
Then from there, if we know that all those criteria are met, then we take a decision.
And is this decision communicated to the winner?
Yeah, the winner particularly.
But this process is not usually followed. This process is not usually followed. And for all the, and I know you have already said that even though you filled these forms for RFQ during your time, but then it was literally single source to him. I'm just saying this process, as prescribed by the Act and the regulation, is not generally followed. Is that a fact?
No.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
Do you have interference in your procurement?
Who, myself or the SPU?
I mean, the SPU, you are the manager. So when I say you, I mean your office. Have you had interference from management in relation to your procurement?
From management?
Yes, anyone in management.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember.
You've never had any form of...
Most of the time, any time that I have such an issue, I will desist from that thing happening. Although I know, most of the time, I know the consequences.
What would be the consequences?
Because there was an instant the CEO threatened me that I am challenging his authorities. To an extent, he took me to the deputy mayor at that time, threatening me that anytime I do such an action or resistance,
yes,
I will be redeployed from my position.
And who is that CEO you're referring to?
Jaja.
Jaja Cham.
Jaja Cham, yeah. He was so mad with me. We had it very bitterly. So I ensure that anytime such procurement comes, I stood on my ground, although it was difficult, but I did my best.
And so he was angry with you and he had to threaten you?
Extremely angry.
Extremely angry?
Yeah.
And he had to threaten you that you...
That I'll be redeployed anytime I tried such again.
And did he redeploy you at any point?
He could, at that time, until the time he left, he didn't. But the situation was still there.
Why was he angry with you? Why would he be angry with you up to that level? You are procurement, you're supposed to be independent in your decisions.
He was not ready to be, for our department to be independent, so it was very hard.
So what are some of the issues that you were trying to stood up against, which would probably make him mad, that you think that they have to follow due process and he would be angry with that?
The interferences.
Let's come again?
I mean the interferences, just like what happens in the D8 and the D9.
D9, as well. All right. Any questions?
Yes. Now, will it be correct to say that it is as a result of your lack of compliance with what they want you to do, that is why you were deployed to the Department of Finance in September 2020?
Yeah, because I know that one is inevitable, but I was so concerned with my safety and my integrity. So insisting on that created a lot of chaos between me and the executive. So
that was the reason why you
one
were
of the reasons why.
That was the reason why you were deployed from procurement to finance in September 2020.
Yeah, the reason I asked for the reason, but they couldn't give me any tangible reason. So.
But Madam Cham, you know why you were redeployed. And when you were redeployed, you were given a small table to sit in a small corner. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Yes. So is it because of the fact that you stand your grounds in making sure that things are done rightly? Is that not the reason?
I want to believe.
Thank you.
That's all for this witness for now.
Pardon?
So,
Yes, that's all for you. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you so much,
Madam
Cham. You are discharged, but if we come across anything that we need you to clarify for us, we will call you to come.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.